Hey there friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I want to break down which edition is right for you should you decide to pre-order Borderlands 4, as we just got a ton of new information today and pre-orders are officially live. Now, if you don't plan on pre-ordering the game, that is perfectly understandable. We also have the Borderlands Fan Fest happening this weekend, so we will see a lot more gameplay in all likelihood, so either stay away from that if you plan on avoiding spoilers. I'll personally be covering it myself, but also that could also inform your decision on whether or not to pre-order the game at the end of the day. The first piece of good news is the fact that the standard edition is going to stay at $70 instead of the rumored $80, which a lot of people were frustrated about. So knowing that, I think that is a positive, whether that was because of some of the backlash that they received, or if it's simply because that was the intended price based on the standard deluxe and then super deluxe editions remains to be seen. But across all platforms, that's going to be $70. US, obviously, if you are in another country, it could vary depending on how they do their conversions and all that. Then we get to the deluxe edition. This one is going to be $100, and it includes some additional goodies, more so than just like a $10 digital deluxe bonus. So keep that in mind for sure. It will have some additional content. I believe all of that content will be able to be purchased at a later date, so if you don't pick it up right away, you will be able to pay whatever the difference is in order to get that later. It might cost you a little bit extra if you don't pre-order. Then we get to the super deluxe version, and this one is going to cost $130. This is where it starts to get crazy for a lot of people. I do understand those who will not be pre-ordering this. That's basically two games for the price of one, two games worth of a cost at the end of the day. So I do understand people who are not going to be picking that up. It is going to be for those who plan on playing the game for a long time going forward and understand this is probably going to be the best price to get that future content at when you pre-order and you get all of these various bonuses. So I'm going to break down everything that you get. First of all, purchase Borderlands 4 and get the Gilded Glory pack. This is for a standard deluxe or super deluxe. You get a Vault Hunter skin, a weapon skin, and then an Echo 4 drone skin as well. Then moving on, we got Super Deluxe. It breaks down everything here. I'm going to go over this in a second, but it does have a ton of new information and stuff that you should definitely be aware of. Then you move on down and it just kind of explains the game and all that. I'll kind of touch on that in a little bit. But there's a handy chart here that goes over what's including in each edition. So standard is the base game as well as a pre-order bonus. Then the Bounty Pack Bundle, which is 4 unique areas, missions, 6 bosses, 4 vault cards with unique challenges and 6 rewards, new gear and weapons, new Vault Hunter cosmetics, and 4 new vehicles with new cosmetic. This is in the deluxe version, so the $100 version, and the Firehawk's Fury weapon skin is also available there. So that's going to be almost like smaller DLC. I don't know necessarily how big they're going to be. Hopefully they're bigger than the DLC we saw for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, because that was an absolute travesty. And I feel like because of what we saw with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, that's why a lot of people are going to be a bit more hesitant to pre-order all of this, because it was a bit of a letdown. However, hopefully Gearbox understands that and delivers with some quality content. Like I said, those who are going to be playing the game for years to come are definitely going to pick up the deluxe version at a minimum, in my opinion. Then we move on to Super Deluxe Edition, and this has the Vault Hunter pack, 2 new playable Vault Hunters, 2 new map regions, new story missions and side missions, new gear and weapons, new Vault Hunter cosmetics, and new Echo skin cosmetic. This is important because it does confirm that we are getting 2 new playable Vault Hunters post-launch. The thing to understand, though, these DLC are launching at a later date and will likely be quite a bit down the line. Whether it's 3 months, 6 months remains to be seen. So pre-ordering the Super Deluxe Edition definitely means that you will have all this stuff ready to go, but you're not really sure when it's going to arrive, whether you're going to even enjoy the new Vault Hunters, and you don't know what the story is going to be. Whereas if you essentially purchase them at a later date individually, you'll be able to wait and kind of see some of the marketing from those new DLC before you ultimately make that decision. Again, it might cost you extra at that point, but that's something to be aware of. And these DLC, I would imagine, for the price, if you're playing $60 more than the base price, I feel like they have to be pretty sizable. And so because of that, it probably won't arrive for like 3 months down the line and then 6 months down the line or something of that nature. I would imagine it's going to be quite a bit of time if I had to guess. All the cosmetics and stuff, that's depending on if you find that stuff necessary. I personally, I'm not too tied to cosmetics. You also get the Ornate Order Pack, so 4 Vault Hunter skins, 4 Vault Hunter heads, and then 4 Vault Hunter bodies. So if you want that, that's a nice little bonus, but ultimately the Vault Hunter pack is the main drawing point. Now, if you are somebody who is a die-hard Borderlands player, right? You played every game. Once you start playing the game, and you play it for a year, 2 years, you put hundreds and maybe even thousands of hours into the game, then you're probably not going to regret getting the Super Deluxe Edition if you can afford it. That's the honest truth. This game is likely to be good, especially because they've listened to a lot of the feedback from Borderlands 3, and we know that they do a good job with the base Borderlands games of their DLC, and knowing that you'll have the 2 additional Vault Hunters right away is nice. However, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's something that everybody should be locked in day one for. And I think they understand this. This is for the hardcore players, the Super Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe Edition is, in my opinion, more manageable, but still $30 for the Bounty Pack bundle, which is going to be able to be purchased separately. Seems like it's quite a lot, and it doesn't necessarily feel like it's one where you're going to miss out on a whole lot if you get it at a later date necessarily. Because we don't know when the Bounty Pack bundle and the Vault Hunter pack do drop. So that's what I've been saying for a little bit. And because of that, it just doesn't feel like it's a need unless you're, again, planning on playing this game an absolute ton. I might lean in the Deluxe Edition. I'm a big Borderlands fan. I played a ton of 3 and then 2, as well as Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I will play this game a ton. So the Super Deluxe Edition might be for me, but I might just settle on the Deluxe Edition and then go from there. If I have to pay a little bit extra because I order it at a later date, that's not really a big deal to me. But I want to make sure that I love the game first. And that's where the majority of the players are likely to lean towards the base game. A deluxe edition being $10 or $20 more than the standard edition is something that I feel like makes a lot of sense. And to me, the deluxe edition price point feels like almost that they were originally going to have an $80 base standard edition and then $20 extra for the deluxe, which again is pretty standard in the industry. But $30 extra for all of that feels a little excessive. So I would recommend for the majority of players, if you're going to pre-order the game, the standard edition is just fine. Don't feel pressured. And again, the deluxe edition, you may end up getting those later packs at a discount, or they may have to compensate players for that, because it just feels like $30 and then $30 more is a lot for these, especially when we don't know what they're going to entail, how big the DLC are going to be. Because if I order a $30 extra deluxe edition and I get the DLC that's the size of the Tiny Tina Wonderlands DLC, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed once again. And so that's why I'm not really necessarily too worried about it. Plus, with the Bounty Pack bundle, you don't get new story. You just get new areas, missions that are going to be fairly straightforward, new bosses. The Vault cards, I think, could be interesting. It feels almost like this is a season pack. And if that's the case, you'll also be having this content roll out over the course of several months as well. So Again, I would hold off for more information before making decisions on anything higher than the standard. But for me personally, I'm ready to play this game day one, September 12th. I cannot wait. No news on if any of these pre-orders you'll be able to play the game early either. I hope that doesn't happen because that's something I don't like in video games. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like the video as always, comment, subscribe. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.